Hey guys, how's it going? Spidey's Big V here for another video, and today I'm going to talk about the Injen cold air intake, how it was to install, if I think it's worth it, anything quirky about it. So let's get into it. As far as ease of installation to install it, I'm hoping you guys saw my video on how I installed it. Other than taking off the front bumper because the filter is situated inside of the fender liner, and what I didn't expect, which was having to take off the cowl for the windshield, it was pretty easy to install. For the most part, I didn't even really need the instructions. It was straightforward. But yeah, so there are other intakes you could use. There is the AFE power and the K&N Typhoon short ram intake, which the short ram really isn't bad. My tuner has a short ram intake on his, and his works great. It does what he wants it to do. The AFE power, I believe, is a knockoff of the K&N, so if you wanted one of those, I would go with the K&N. The reason I personally wouldn't go with the K&N is I have heard that the mass airflow sensor is too close to the throttle body. And the problem with that being the QR25 has very strong intake pulses, and those pulses can mess with the mass airflow sensor signal. And I think something with the movement of the throttle body, I don't know the technical reason, but the reason I mention that is I have seen people on the Facebook group saying that the car idle surges, idle hunts after the intake was installed, and that sometimes they would have richer fuel trim, richer or leaner, whichever one it is, I can't really remember right now. That can be fixed with a tune, so it's whichever one you want to use. I chose the Injen intake because it is the only true cold air intake we have for this car. I'm sure there could be debate between the Injen cold air intake going into the fender liner and then the OEM intake having that little duct that goes right over the grill underneath the hood. Either one can really work, but I just personally prefer the Injen, and I think it looks badass, and especially with that little carbon fiber duct I have right in front of it, it's getting all the airflow it could ask for. So the tuner will modify the mass airflow sensor signal, supposing, so that way you can actually start sucking in more air. Like the computer can read how much air is being sucked in and actually compensate for that, so you can get more oomph out of it. So though I haven't actually experienced like a true benefit, quote unquote, to the intake, it makes a really cool whistling sound when I get on it, which to me that adds to the driving experience, hearing my intake and hearing my exhaust. But don't go and buy this intake expecting that you're going to have faster 0 to 60 times, because that's not true. At least I'm pretty sure you won't, but I haven't personally noticed anything. So that's my short little ramble on this intake. I personally think it's worth it, but if you went to the K&N Typhoon intake, I'm not gonna hate on you for it either. A good tuner can make either one work. I just personally prefer the Injen. So thank you so much for watching. This was a bit of a shorter video, which I acknowledge, but I would still appreciate a like, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. About 75% of you aren't subscribed, so that would help me out a lot, and that's completely free to do, costs you nothing. So see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Peace.